All right, Faze Clan is over from Jeb. Let's react. See what Jeb talking about. Mhm.
Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Jed, back here over on some more Elden Ring. So in the last video, I made my way through this Castle Ensis area, got some more upgrades and stuff. I didn't play very long. I spent most of the video beating Rolana and then just like running around in circles over here to get the upgrades and stuff. Beat the Hippo, and now I'm over here in the Shadow Keep where Mesmer is. Gaius is in the back. The Flower over here is also in the back. There's a lot of bosses to do here. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Jed. As you guys pretty much have seen, Faze Clan is over. Faze Clan ended. It's gone. It's done. So where to start? So on the 25th, all of the guys that were recruited for, I guess like the new restructuring thing, I guess we could call it, they ended up dropping the majority of people, which I already made a whole video on that, and I felt a certain type of way, but I had hopes for like all the new guys and stuff like that, and I mean, ultimately, it seems like they've been very successful. From what I understand, everyone's popped off. So Faze, as you know, the company and the logo and just the name in general, still does its thing. Back in the day when you joined Faze, that was basically your ticket into turning this whole like internet thing, especially at that time gaming wise, into an actual career. And back in 2014, Apex ended up reaching out to me and gave me a chance and everything, and ever since that point my life had changed. And over the years, as time went on, there's been a whole lot of different like iterations and versions of Faze, and just the way that the internet is in general, the way content is, there's all sorts of different eras. It's not just the Faze eras, it's like the internet eras as well, and things change over that time. But for Faze, it was always important for them to at least keep a hold of some people that still represented the original idea. So I always just, you know, stayed in the team, mostly out of respect for everybody, regardless of all like the controversies and whatever other crazy stupid shit everybody's getting involved with. This is why I don't do any of this business stuff. I don't really give a fuck about none of that. It was always about gaming in the end for me. So it was mostly out of respect for people like, especially Apex as well. Rain as well is another big, what I consider like a mentor. Now that said, just because I stayed in the team out of respect for them and everything, things got very messy there anyway though, because it was never, eventually it got so weird and murky with people selling or stealing the company or whatever. I don't even understand, dude. I'm having journalists hit me up and shit asking me like, hey, is this accurate? Aren't you the fucking journalist? I have no idea. In this whole like YouTube space, like I got friends, but everybody knows, like anybody that knows me, they could probably say the same kind of situation. Like I'm not that close to a lot of people. I keep to myself. I do my own thing. I live my own life. And that was my goal at the end of this whole thing anyway, was to just do as much as I possibly could through gaming and gaming only, and that's it. So once all these bigger deals started coming in, content houses started getting made. I visited the Faze house once, but everything was still like mainly gaming and stuff. There was like vlogging and stuff, but it was still based around gaming mostly. And then it veered like even further away from that, which is completely fine. But at that point, like I'm just not really, that's not really my space. I don't really care. So I've always been like at least arm's distance from virtually every single person in Faze and anybody else. I mean, if it makes anyone feel any better, I do that with everybody. It's not specific to Faze, but I don't want to travel the world. I don't want to make like 5 million fucking friends. I don't want to make business partners and shit like that. I don't do business. I really don't.
I just want to say, I feel him. I feel him. I feel him too. Honestly, it's like, I don't know his story. I don't know what he's been through. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. I don't know him personally, but I could speak from experience. I can understand why you don't want to with these niggas out here. I get it. And it ain't even about, like he said, it's not about none of the Faze guys or nothing like that. I'm just talking about people in general. Fuck them. Okay? Nothing wrong with having friends. Nothing wrong with being outgoing. Nothing, but it's like, I think having stuff like that is cool. Having friends, being outgoing, stuff like that, it's cool. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, I'm the same kind of way. Like, I don't really need that stuff. Now, I would like to travel the world at some point, you know, get my shit together, you know what I'm saying, get my health together, travel the world, see the world. I do feel like that would be dope, and that's important. But everything he's saying, I get it, bro. I done had friends, I done had, you know, that, and it just, a lot of it was for nothing. A lot of that energy, a lot of that shit, it's for nothing. And if it ain't your scene, you know what I mean? I'm the type of person, I really growing up, wasn't really that outgoing. Wasn't in the clubs when I was young, wanting to go hang out at the club. And I wasn't that type of kid to want to go to the mall every weekend and post up with my friends while we was all broke. If I'm gonna go to the mall, I want to buy something. You know, I'm fat. If I see the food court, I want to eat. You know, but I just became a homebody, and I started getting into gaming heavy, and that's more my speed. So I feel it.
I got the one sponsor with G Fuel because I actually drink it, and past that, I really don't look for anything else. Any sponsorship and business related stuff that I would take or undergo or create or something, I have no will to create anything. There's a whole lot of people that are telling me, oh dude, just take over Faze Clan and start recruiting people and turn the ship around and stuff. Dude, even if I could do that, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a leader. I would genuinely, I'm not joking, I would rather be a part of a group and not be the leader and lose than be the leader and win. I don't want to lead. I don't want to lead so much so that I would rather lose under somebody else's leadership. Don't want to lead. I don't want to be responsible. I don't want to create something that other people could potentially depend on. I don't want to do it. I don't have the passion for that kind of thing. I got the passion for what it is that I do specifically, and that's it. So people are asking, am I leaving Faze? Am I staying in Faze? I didn't really know how to explain it, but you can't leave a team that is literally over. It's done. It's gone. You can't leave a team that doesn't exist. I'm making that sound like it's dramatic or like a bad thing. In truth, of all the ways that this could have ended, it's not that bad. It's actually kind of perfect for a lot of the people here that are involved with Faze, especially behind the scenes and stuff. It seems like a whole lot of people have a whole lot of like beef with each other and money conversations and contract splits. By the way, I just have to note this here. Under the entire time that I was in Faze, I'm like 99% positive I never even saw a contract anywhere. I never even saw a contract. I was never asked of anything or like a percentage of anything. This is also through all of the time of like them selling and like having like new leadership or whatever, whoever's owning it. I have never been approached by the original leaders. I've never been approached by the new owners of any of these with a contract. I have never been approached, period, about a contract. From the very beginning.
I wonder if they even got Jeff on paperwork. Do they even have him on paperwork? Is he even like technically signed? Nothing? That's kind of crazy. It really makes me wonder if it was just always a verbal thing between them and there's no paperwork whatsoever, because even on his end, he's not really losing out because he didn't have to pay nothing. You know, like you said, they didn't ask for a percentage of anything or nothing. They're not even talking to.
Beginning, it's no strings attached. The most organic membership you could possibly have.
Yeah.
I didn't get signed to Faze. I joined Faze and I stayed. That's it. I didn't get signed to shit. A lot of people go and look at these organizations like they're getting signed to like some sort of NFL team or some shit like that. You guys look at this space like it's way more professional than it actually is. I don't think you guys recognize, well, maybe you will, how shitty this entire like esports slash organizational stuff is. It is messy as fuck, and most of it was ran by literal kids back in the day. People have no idea what the fuck they're doing, and I'm not just talking about Faze either. Faze's reputation has been in the gutter for I don't even know how long. I was on like an upward trajectory as is already, and Apex found me, saw me, kept an eye on me, and eventually ended up recruiting me to the team, which...
Bro, cute as stack. They probably just started as some kids playing COD, bro. Just some jits playing COD, formed a clan, came up with a hard-ass name, dropped some sniping montages, and the shit just blew up. And then, of course, when things blow up, that's when the suits come in, and they throw around some money, and then people go for it. And then that's when things get fishy. That's where shit gets, you know what I'm saying? That's when things get a little hairy. And that seems to be what happened.
Sent my momentum into a whole other stratosphere at the time. And now today I have over 5 million subscribers. I can go and post and upload anything and everything that I want. I've uploaded over 4,000 videos, hundreds well before I even joined Faze. I could say without a doubt, like I am in just such a good headspace, just healthy. I have a really good way of like reframing it and stuff. And over the years, I'm happy it's taken this long to really get here, because I'm not really sure how I would have handled it, you know, a few years back or whatever. But I think that ending like this, I think this is one of the cleanest ways possible. You know, wipe our hands clean of this whole thing. Here's to the future, you know? That said, all that's basically going to change on my channel is a grand total of 2 things. My name on YouTube and my bio on Twitter. And I think that's it. So all I'm going to do is change 2 things on the channel. Nothing in the content is changing whatsoever. A lot of people already say they don't consider me a part of Faze or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But regardless, overall, Faze means a lot of different things to a whole lot of different people.
Really,
and maybe some people are just going to tune out whenever they hear that. They don't really know what that means. But the idea of Faze to me me had a lot more to do with like the original gaming stuff and the entire like culture around that. All the flexing and shit, regardless of how much money I've made over the years, has never really been my thing. I understand that that's like super entertaining for a whole lot of other people, and that's what Faze is to them. But for me, that's not really what it was. So everybody's got their different ideas of Faze, but I just want to thank every single person in Faze throughout all the years, whether we interacted a lot or didn't. I'm proud of you guys. Those of you I remember, those of you who I don't, those of you who I don't even know if you were ever in the team or not, I don't even know. I've been distant for so long. I mean, I paid attention to it. No, I still know generally what's going on. I'm on the internet all the time. It's not like, you know, I'm sitting around on some boat or some shit. I'm sitting here gaming and I'm on the internet. I see it. I know. You know, I've talked to Apex. I've talked to Rain. I've talked to other people in the team, Scope as well. Yeah, it seems like everybody is just ready. So that's me touching on the Faze thing. I don't have any tea. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. I ain't saying no names, none of that shit. I don't know anybody. I can't speak on none of that. I just hope the best for all of you, and a lot of you guys managed to get out of all that evil ass money shit. Because that shit is poison, man. Genuinely it is. Now watch me absolutely slam Mesmer in this boss fight.
Chad, should I get the DLC for Elden Ring? I feel it. Like I said, I can relate somewhat as far as wanting to be to yourself. Not really fuck with too many people. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't really have a problem with like friends and shit like that. You know what I mean? Shit get lonely. Just keep it a stack. But if being to yourself, it's just in your own world is more beneficial for you, by all means, lock the fuck in. And that's it's pretty much Jeb, you know what I mean? But I don't, yo, as far as Faze, whoever took over leadership of that killed them. Like that is highly
What's going
unfortunate.
on, guys?
But maybe not for the members. You know, they moving on, they gonna do their own thing. I personally think, I don't know if they're doing that. I think all the people in that content house should stay together because it worked. Jason, Lacey, Stable, Silky, that shit worked. Rage, Kason, yeah, I think they should all get a crib together, form their own shit, and own that motherfucker and go crazy.